The plan was for the King to record his side of the Skype conversation to an audio recorder, ensuring quality. He duly set up the recorder, mic and headphones, and taping commenced. But he'd plugged his headphones into the recording device, and his mic picked up the conversation from his PC speakers. He was also to shoot photos and a video bed for this piece. And where are they? Goodness only knows. So improvisation was required. He's such a disappointment to me.
Yeah, I would say the first place I think of when I try and think of Glasgow is the Clutha Bar. It's sort of become better known these days, sadly, because a police helicopter crashed into its roof and killed 11 people, including the crew in the helicopter, 8 of the guys drinking in the bar. But it has reopened, partly, not exactly the way it was, but and they've reopened with a wood burning pizza stove, which means that apart from being famous for its live music and its drinking, the Clutha now makes a pretty mean pizza. So yeah, it's a city landmark. It's most known now in connection with that tragedy back in 2013. But when I think of Glasgow, I think of the Clutha. It's one of the things I think of. It's at the end of Clyde Street. It's along from St Andrew's Cathedral and the Custom House Quay and La Passionara statue. Everybody who visits the Passionara always comes away and says, the statue's a lot smaller than I thought it was. And I think that's because people always take its picture from underneath, where it's kind of in true Passionara style. She's standing with her arms in the air, but actually I don't know if it's life size, but she looks bloody short, let's put it that way. Second thing I think of is the subway. One of the first urban metro systems built anywhere in the world. Unfortunately, they stopped building it, so the Glasgow subway is a circle, one circle with 13 stations, and some of those stations are barely used because they belong to Glasgow's industrial age, when there used to be industry and housing in a couple of areas where now there's nothing. And but the trains still stop there, and occasionally somebody gets off. Subways stations that are in town are busy. St Enoch Square, Buchanan Street. Hillhead is very busy because it's where the university is, but other subway stations aren't quite so busy. And I use the subway to go to Kelvin Bridge so I can go into Great Western Road, Hillhead if I need to go there, and some football fans would use it to get to Ibrox. So, anyways, there. Somebody showed me a drawing of 2 circles in Glasgow, the second supposedly being where the subway moved from being a big round circle into sort of number 8, and the other stations would all have been in the east and north of the city, but it was never built, and I wish it was, because every good city has a first class integrated transport system, like London or Amsterdam. So the third place I would identify as being essential to Glasgow would be the Clyde Tunnel, built in 1960. It was a difficult build by all accounts, but it was for many years the main connection between north and south until they built the Kingston Bridge and the M8 motorway. You can cycle and walk through the Clyde Tunnel. I haven't done either, but it brings back memories for me. I was born near the southern end of that tunnel, and I have memories of going through it when I was young. Where else? The Barras Market. I worked there when it was still in its heyday. It's now a bit of a shadow of itself. It's a lot of money's being spent trying to gentrify it at the moment, but it's fallen into a bit of disarray, partly because of pound shops, shopping malls, car boot sales, and general thievery, I suspect. But it still means something to a lot of people in Glasgow, and it's still a place where you can find the unexpected, and that's, every city should have a place like that. What else do I think of in Glasgow? I need a fifth. That was four. They were all remarkably off the top of my head. I would say the fifth...
You were supposed to do a little bit of research.
Well, I did.
When?
When we were setting up the recording. Well, you know, it's when you're the king of Glasgow, do you really need to do research to name bits of Glasgow that you like?
You could have got your minions to do it.
Well, yeah, but I'm the king of Glasgow. What do I need to know about Glasgow?
Well, you need to share your knowledge with lesser mortals like I.
Indeed. I would say the fifth, but by no means least, of my 5 Glasgow landmarks is probably the Glasgow Film Theatre, which is just undergoing refurbishment. Has opened a 3rd screen and has been going now for more than 40 years. It's an old cinema. It's the old Cosmo cinema, so it dates way back to, I think, about the 1930s, and in the 1970s it was refurbished as the Glasgow Film Theatre, and it's the kind of centre of the Glasgow Film Festival and all things film. It's the sort of place where you can watch an obscure German subtitled movie along with 3 film students in the entire auditorium, or you can see a fantastic array of British and American and foreign movies. I think most people who like movies like the GFT, and it's a great place.
Where's that situated?
It is situated in Kirkcadens, diagonally across from St Aloysius Church, on, I'm trying to remember the name of the street, Rose Street maybe? Anyway, it's situated, that's where it's situated. Behind, hang on, I'll look it up. I've been there so often I can't remember what street it's on. It's on a short street off Sucky Hall Street, and well worth visiting. I'm surprised you haven't been there.
What's it called, GFT?
Yeah, Glasgow Film Theatre. I'm surprised you haven't been there actually. I thought it's 12 Rose Street, Glasgow.
That's just off Sucky Hall Street?
Off Sucky Hall Street. At the top of that street is a very large sandstone church.
No, I've not seen that one at all.
In fact, you'd love that church, although obviously you wouldn't be able to go into it. But
why?
As a blasphemer.
Oh, right.
Actually, it's a very nice church. You should go in. It's a beautiful place. The GFT is right diagonally across. So there you are. You've found a new place.
Yes, so now I just have to get up to Glasgow.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you can smuggle yourself in a bus or whatever it is you do. Do you know, after Brexit and Scottish independence, you will be... Carlisle will become like the new Calais, won't it?
Well, you tell me this. You told me I need a passport to come up to Glasgow now.
Well, I think what you might need is 4,000 euros in cash and some shin pads for hanging under the bottom of the HGVs. I
suppose it'd be cheaper than Virgin East Coast to get up there.
Yeah, well, I suppose everything is. There might be a people smuggling dinghy thing. You know, you could get as far as Cumbria and then get a dinghy over the Solway Firth.
I think the train would be easier.
Yeah, it might be, but obviously there'll be border patrols. UKIP people with armbands will be standing there on the off chance that an EU immigrant might be trying to get across to England.
So was that 5?
Little England. That was 5.
Well, Little England's Edinburgh, isn't it? There's more English accents in Edinburgh than there are Scottish accents.
Yeah. But Edinburgh voted 74% to remain in the EU.
Okay.
Yeah, that's because they're all bankers and university lecturers.
What was the voting in Glasgow? What was the percentages there?
It was a majority, I think it was 62% or thereabouts.
In a Wisbech? And Wisbech?
Wisbech, apparently the centre of England. Is that the capital of your country? Wisbech seems to be. Yeah, it seems to be the capital in some people's minds. It's apparently it voted to leave. From what I've seen of it in TV, I wouldn't mind if it left.
No, not a very pleasant place.
Nothing like Corby. Although Corby voted to leave as well.
Did they?
Apparently. But then Birmingham voted to leave. I don't know.
So we've done 5 then.
Yep.